तं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। ॐ सर्व वेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविंदं परमानंदं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोस्म्यहं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोस्म्यहम्। Okay, Hari Om everybody. We are today we will complete the portion where the disciple is expressing his experience as a realized master, as a realized seer, as in accordance with the teachings that his guru had given him. So far, he has meditated, he has realized. There are two methods Vedanta prescribes, two things, two aspects. One is Anvaya, one is Vyatireka. Anvaya is assertion and Vyatireka is negation. So the truth is explained in these two ways. One is by negation, and that is known as neti neti, not this, not this. When the disciple asks, what is this supreme reality? He's told, this is not it, this is not it, this is not it, this is not it. But then when you go on saying, this is not it, then the question arises, then what is it? And then comes the assertion part, the part of assertion. This is it, this is it, this is it. When we study Vedanta, we have to do Vyatireka first. Negation has to always come first. The way it proceeds is, first you negate the world. And I told you that world includes body, mind, intellect. So the world has to be negated. Then the Supreme Self has to be Atma or Brahman, has to be asserted. And once that assertion is complete in the seat of meditation, in Nididhyasana, then you go out into the world and include the world in the pure consciousness. Because you come to realize, the disciple comes to realize that the world also is nothing but Brahman. The world, that is the realization. But what happens is sometimes when people hear this, right, in the beginning, they say, oh, the world is Brahman. So why can't I just go and look for Brahman in the world or indulge in the world? But world is Brahman. And this is very common. You will hear, especially grandmothers say, oh, I see my Krishna in my grandchild. So that is not correct, because if you go that way first, the world will entangle you. You will get entangled in the web of mithya, illusion. So that's why it is important that Vyatireka happens first, that the world is falsified first. Then the supreme reality is asserted, and then you go back into the world, because the world doesn't disappear. See, upon realization, it is not that the world just disappears. The world is there as it is, it is there. Except in the beginning, when the disciple thought that the world was real, later on, his impression, or what he thinks, he comes to know, not even thinks, he comes to realize that the world is nothing but an illusion. Now, once you know it is an illusion, you can go indulge in that illusion. That is okay. See, indulgence in thinking that something is real is different, and indulgence knowing that it is an illusion is different. It's like this. Small children, girls, they play with the kitchen, like they have little kitchen utensils and a little range and a little, you must have seen, little. So an adult goes, and the child says, come, see, look at my house, my little house, and come and have a cup of tea. So the adult says, sure, no problem, and the little child hands over, she makes the tea, on the range, and then a little cup and a saucer is handed over to the adult. Now the adult starts drinking, and she's like, oh, what are you doing? It's so hot. How can you drink like that? You have to blow on it first. So what does the adult do? Does he say, oh, you're stupid, this is not it? He blows on it. He blows on the tea in the cup. Oh, yeah, right. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize the tea was so hot. It really burnt my tongue. And he blows on that tea, and then he drinks it, because he knows that it is an illusion. So he indulges the child. You want me to blow? He says, oh, this dish, oh, so sweet, so lovely, you've made it. But when it is real, if you indulge when it is real, when you think it is real, the world is an illusion even now. Even though we think it is real, it is an illusion even now. But I think it is real. If I go on saying, yeah, Vedanta says world is also Brahman, so why can't I just go indulge in there? You will get lost. You will get lost. Therefore, Vyatireka comes first, Anvaya comes later. And once Anvaya happens, then there is no problem. There is absolutely no problem. Indulge. That's why you see in Bhaja Govind, Yoga Ratova, Bhoga Ratova, Sangha Vihina, Sangha Vihita. Whether the yogi, the realized master, is in yoga, is in the seat of meditation, or he's in bhoga. You think he's in bhoga. You think he's indulging in the party. You think he's enjoying the party. It doesn't matter. Or whether he's in company of other people and he himself may be telling jokes or enjoying other people telling him jokes or whatever, or when he's alone, his mental condition, he's always rooted in the self. So it doesn't matter what he does outside. Yoga Ratova, Bhoga Ratova. Whether he's in yoga or bhoga, it doesn't matter, because it is afterwards. First, it matters. When we go into bhoga too much, thinking, saying, that is wicked logic. That is what is known as wicked. Oh, but Guru said, world is Brahman only. So that's why. Now this portion now from here, what the student is now doing here is no longer a student, is a realized master. He is now going into assertion. He's asserting what he is. So far he was negating. I'm not the doer. I'm not the enjoyer. I'm not the this. I'm not the that. I'm not the upadhis. All that was negation. He negated, and now he's asserting. And we are on verse 514. Sarvadharam sarvavastu prakasham sarvakaram sarvagam sarvashunyam nityam shuddham nishchalam nirvikalpam brahmadvaitam yatta devahamasmi. That which is the support of all, which is the illuminator of all things, which is of all forms, which is omnipresent, devoid of multiplicity, eternal, pure, motionless, and absolute. Indeed, that non-dual Brahman am I. This Deva Hamasmi, that I am that. This is now the assertion. What am I? I negated everything. I negated the world. I negated the doership, the enjoyership, everything. Negate, 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 negate. I told you, it is not like an onion where you peel the onion and nothing remains inside. But it is like the munja grass, which you peel and the sweet stalk is in between. Or commonly banana, you peel the banana, there is a sweet fruit inside. So this is like that. It is not like the onion. So he has peeled away everything. And now what remains, he's explaining, he realizes that which is the support. So now that is the assertion that not only am I supporting this body, I'm also supporting all the bodies in this universe. I'm supporting the entire universe. I am the support of everything which is existing. Whatever is existing, whatever you think is existing, whatever you know is existing, I alone am the support. I am supporting. Sarva Vastu Prakasham. I am the illuminator of all. I am the illuminator of both joy and sorrow, but I'm neither the joy nor the sorrow. I am neither the waker, nor the dreamer, nor the deep sleeper. I am the illuminator of all three, waker, sleep. I am not that. I am this. I am the one that is illuminating all my thoughts. I am not the thought, but I am the one who is illuminating the thought. Sarvakaram, all forms. That means I'm formless. Therefore, I can support all of them. I told you, if Brahman would be of one, if it is round, it cannot support a triangle or a square or a rectangle. So it has to be formless. I've given you the example of the movie screen. It has to be white, colorless. It has to be. Otherwise, it cannot support all the other colors. So it has to be like that. Brahman has to be formless to support all the forms. Sarvagam, gam, gone everywhere. So omnipresent, like space, all pervading. Sarva shunyam. Shunya here is not that it is that there is nothing. There is no multiplicity. There is no other thing. So it's just one infinite homogeneous mass of bliss. Nityam, eternal beyond time. Anything that is in the realm of time will end. So by saying eternal, it indicates there is no end. If there is no end, there cannot be a beginning. Whatever has a beginning will end in time. So Nityam becomes beyond time. Shuddham, pure. Impurity comes because there is something else. A clean cloth is there, some ink falls on it or something falls on it, there is a stain. But if there is nothing else, how can it be stained at all? Therefore, Nishchalam, I told you this word, Nishchala and Achala are the two words. Nishchala, there is no movement at all within itself as well. Achala, like the tree, but there is a movement within the tree. The leaves move, the branches move, etc. But the mountain, there is absolutely no. That is what Nishchala is. Where will it move? See, imagine, if you have to imagine with your intellect, just imagine space. Where will space move? You can only move to a place where you are not there. I can move my hand because my hand is here and it's not there. Or I can move into the other room because I am not there in the other room and I'm here. So I can move from there. But if I am everywhere, where will I move? How will I move? Nishchalam, nirvikalpam, without any vikalpa thought, without any thought. Thought means modification, without any modifications. And absolute, Brahma Advaitam. That is what I am. So this is now the assertion, what I am. That's what he's telling. Yat pratyastashamaya vishesham pratyagrupam pratyayagamam manam satya jnananantamananda rupam brahmat dvaitam yat devahamasmi. That last line will come again and again. That which transcends the endless differentiations of Maya, which is the subjective essence in all, which is beyond the range of consciousness, which is of the nature of truth, knowledge, and endless bliss. Indeed, that non-dual Brahman I am. That which transcends the endless. See, there are two words here. There is one, in the first line, there is pratyastha and ashesha. If you break the word, yat, pratyastha, ashesha, Maya Vishesham. That is the break of the first line. So this Pratyastha, shesha means remaining. Shesha, remain, what remains. But ashesha means opposite of shesha, means there's nothing remaining. There's nothing remaining. Like other than Brahman, there is nothing else. It's like, I have so many clothes and then I have so many other clothes. There's nothing remaining, ashesha. And pratyastha means that where all the differences end. So there is no, and who is creating all the differences is Maya. Maya Vishesham, created by Maya, this illusory power of the Lord creates all these differences, and there is nothing other than me. This is what he's saying. There is nothing, Ashesha, there is nothing other than me. I alone am. Pratyag. There is two words, pratyag ga and pratyaka ka. So pratyag means innermost self, and pratyaka, pratka, when the last word is half ka, it means outer. Pratyag is the innermost self, pratyag. Pratyagatma, that's why it is called Pratyagatma. The Jivatma is sometimes called Pratyagatma. Pratyagatma means it is the innermost self. When it is called, when Jivatma is called as Pratyagatma, that is what tells us that Jiva Brahma Aikya is there. That it is one. Therefore, it's sometimes called as Pratyagatma. Ga. Pratyak is outer, and Pratyaya word means thought. So there is no thought. Pratyak Rupam Pratyaya Gamya Manam. This is what it's said here. So this Maya Vishesham, there are two things. Maya Vishesha means is something. That's why we are also told, don't try to be something. Because when you try to be something, then something else you are not. That is Vishesha, Maya Vishesha. So I Vishesha. When I say I'm a female, then that means I'm not a male. It means I've created differentiation between male and female. That is Maya Vishesha. What the pure consciousness or Satchit Ananda is Maya, Maya Samanya, called as Maya. Samanya is, what? Common. Samanya is common. Vishesha is something. So Maya is creating the Vishesha, because of which there are these differences. Understand yourself to be Maya Samanya. So Samanya means no difference. Now, what is it that there is no difference in all of us? We all are existing. That is what the non-difference is. What is the commonness in all of us? I've told you this. Eyes. I say my eyes are, black and, big and beautiful and whatever. And then now that is Maya Vishesha, because then my eyes are black, so somebody else's eyes are brown, and so we are different. But if I shift my attention to the function of the eyes, which is what? Seeing, whether they are brown or black or blue or purple or whatever color of eyes they may be, the function is seeing. So that becomes the Maya Samanya. The function of seeing becomes the Maya Samanya. So the idea is for us to become Maya Samanya, or become, in the sense, keep your attention on that Samanya, on the sameness which is in all the beings. And what is the sameness in all the beings? This will come in chapter 5 also. There Bhagavan will say, the realized master, whether he sees a dog or a cow or an elephant or a dog eater, he doesn't see any difference. That's how Bhagavan will put it there. Okay, so why is that? Because this Maya Vishesha he's not seeing, because Maya Vishesha is what? Oh, this is a dog. Of course it is different than a cow. Of course the cow is different from an elephant. Of course the elephant is different from the dog eater, means human beings, humans who eat dogs, Chandala that time. So basically it is a human being, elephant, cow and dog. And Maya Vishesha is when the attention is, oh, that's a dog and that's a cow and that's a this and that's a that. But the realized master, he sees only the existence principle in all of them. He sees Maya Samanya only. So this is what he says, that this manyness which is due to Maya is not there, because now he has realized himself to be that Satya Jnana Anantam Ananda Rupam. So Satchit Ananda Rupam, his own Assertion is I am that Satchit Ananda, in which there is only Maya Samanya. There is no Maya Vishesha. There is no differences, whether inside, outside. Inside, there is difference in thoughts. That's why Pratyaya thought, Pratyak innermost, Pratyak outer. So outside, of course, we see all the differences. Inside also there are differences in our thoughts. And one thought is of joy, one thought is of sorrow, one thought is of jealousy, maybe another one greed, another one compassion, another one love. All these thoughts are also Maya Vishesha. So if you go to the substratum of those thoughts, it is Maya Samanya. And the substratum of the thought is pure consciousness. And this is what he has realized. That is what we have to shift our attention to. Outside, you see the one existence principle outside. Okay, so all these differences will not matter. As long as your attention is on the differences, it is Maya Vishesha. Those differences are created by Maya. Shift your, for him, his attention, he has realized himself to be the Satchitananda. There is no more Maya Vishesha remaining for him, because wherever he looks, he sees only himself only. Like I am only supporting this entire, only one homogeneous mass of bliss is there. This is what he's saying. That's why Bhagavan says it that way, more simpler terms. Here he's saying, so all the pluralistic differences created by Maya have now disappeared for me. This is what he's saying. So he's asserting that is what I am. Okay. Now, Nishkriyosmya vikaros, no. Nishkriyosmya vikarosmi, nishkalosmi nirakritihi, nirvikalposmi nityosmi, niralambosmi nirdvayaha. I am devoid of activity, modifications, parts, and forms. I am absolute and eternal with no other support, and non-dual am I. So devoid of activity, we have studied this, we have seen this before, where he says, I'm not the doer. He had already negated that I'm not the doer. And I told you, the doer is Chidabhasa. He has recognized himself to be Chit. The Chit Chidabhasa, the Nitya Anitya Vivek is absolutely perfect. So he knows that, so there is no activity in me. How can activity, there has to be duality. Once you recognize yourself to be that one pure self, how can there be activity? What will he act with? For activity, we are studying in chapter 18, there are 5 things that are required for action to be performed. None of them are there, only he is there. What activity will he do? Modifications, there's no modification in space. Change is in the realm of time. He's beyond time. There cannot be any modifications. Parts, if we say pure consciousness is infinite, there cannot be any parts in infinity. If there are parts in infinity, that means that one part has become finite, because that one part ends here and the other part starts there. So it becomes, so infinity, there cannot be any parts. Form, there cannot be a form. Form also has a boundary, right? When I say round, then that is circular or square. There is some sort of boundaries in form. So that's why it has to be formless. So he says, I'm formless. I have no form. I'm absolute and eternal. Again, same, beyond time, with no other support. Now, this support, we must understand, with no other support. There are 2 words, substratum and support. And this example I have told you before, but I'm going to repeat it because it's coming again here. So take the example of the ocean and the waves. Now the ocean means water, wave also is water. You see the wave, so the wave requires water. Otherwise, where there will be the wave? Okay, but water is the substratum for the wave. But for a wave to be formed, you also require the wind. So wind becomes the support. Water is the substratum for the wave to be formed. So there are 2 things there. There is substratum and there is support. These 2 things are required for a wave to be formed. The wave is always compared to the individual. We've always compared that. Now, in case of Brahman, in case of this creation, okay, substratum is Brahman. The question is, what is the support? That is the question. Because when he says with no other support, means what is the indication is the nimitta karana and the material upadana karana is one and the same. See, water is there, wind is there, therefore waves are there. Two things are required. Water is required, wind is required. If only wind is there, no water, how wave will come? No. Now, in case of Brahman, world is there, Brahman is there. What is the support? What is the material with which Brahman has made this world? This is what he says. No, he is his own material. It's like saying that the wave is created only by the ocean itself without the help of the wind. But that is not true. Wind is required. Therefore, that is the meaning of this with no other support. Means I am my own support. I stand on my own 2 feet. Brahman, not that physically Brahman is not standing, okay? Brahman is all pervading. So you get this point? That's why Ishvara is described as Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karana. And therefore Vedanta then again adds another word, Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Vivarta Karana. Because the support and the substratum is one and the same thing, the world has to be an illusion. It cannot be real. Therefore, Vivarta is added afterwards. That is a technical definition of pure consciousness, of Ishvara. So the substratum, the pure consciousness is definitely required. What support does it have? When we explain creation in Bhagavad Gita, we say Maya is the support. We say that. But Sama iti Maya, that which is not is Maya. There's nothing like Maya. But to explain creation to people who are asking, they say this, I see this world. Who created this world? We have to actually say that. So we say that, and then we take the student higher and higher, and then we say Maya is an illusion. So world also is an illusion. That comes later. So this is what is to be understood here. In case of a pot, that's a common example. Also, another one is given. Ocean and wave is there. There is the material, the clay, the pot maker, and the instrument, which is the wheel. So in case of creation, okay, pot maker is God. Then what is the clay out of which, and what is the instrument out of which he created this world? Then it is said, no, it is not separate. It is him only. That's why we have the story. The scientists went to God once and said, we know how to clone people. So you can take a cruise, go to Alaska. We can manage the world. So Bhagwan said, no problem. We'll just let's make a pot. You make a pot, I will make a pot. And if you can make the pot, then I will go. So the scientist said, of course, no problem. And he picked up the clay, and Bhagwan said, please bring your own clay. Please bring your own clay. So the clay also is Bhagwan, the wheel also is Bhagwan, and the pot maker is also Bhagwan. This is what is meant by with no other support. Niralambo, I do not have any, I am independent. That is why spiritual seekers, independence is what we must be. We must be emotionally, and physical dependence is at least okay, but emotional independence has to be there. Okay. Sarvatmakoham sarvoham sarvatitoham advayah kevalakhandabodhoham anandoham nirantarah. I'm the universal. I'm all in all. I'm transcendent and non-dual. I'm absolute, unbroken knowledge. I am bliss and eternal am I. This is Anvaya. This is assertion. Okay. We have heard all this. I'm universal, Samanya. Maya Samanya, universe, everywhere I am. What is universal means? I'm everywhere. I'm all pervading. I am all in all. That is, I am the only thing in this creation. I am the only thing, because without me, nothing can exist. This is like saying when Bhagwan said in chapter 7, I am in them, they are not in me. Bhagwan is saying, I'm very independent. Electricity is very independent, doesn't depend on the appliances. Appliances are dependent on that. This is what I am all in all. I'm transcendent. So beyond everything and non-dual. There is nothing other than me. I'm beyond everything and there is nothing other than me. I'm absolute, unbroken knowledge. So that knowledge which makes us aware of my knowledge, the knowledge that I have, and the ignorance. That knowledge, that awareness, which is illumining light and darkness at the same time, simultaneously, yugapat. That's the term that is used. Yugapat. And I've given you the example. You walk into a dark room, pitch dark room where you cannot see anything at all. You cannot even see your own hand in front of your face. There, the outside darkness as well as the inside, the awareness that I am standing in this dark room simultaneously are illumined. That I am. This is what should be understood. I am that which is simultaneously showing me the light within me. It's not like a tube light inside. It's an awareness, and outside is pitch dark. And I'm aware of the darkness outside, and I'm aware of the awareness inside within me. And that is what I am. Okay. Anandoham nirantara, unbroken. There is, how can there be a break? If there is, in infinity, there cannot be a break. If there is a break, that infinity is negated. So this bliss is continued. That is the difference between bliss and happiness that we feel. Our happiness is broken happiness. When there is no sorrow, we feel happy. And then that happiness continues for a while and then it converts into sorrow. Means it disappears and sorrow comes. So ours is broken happiness. That's why it is called as bliss. Ananda. Satchit Ananda. Ananda is translated as bliss. Or in Taittiriya Upanishad, they translate it as Satyam Jnanam Anantam. So infinity, there is bliss only in infinity. In finitude, there will always be sorrow. Okay. Now, Swarajya Samrajya Vibhuti Resha Bhavat Kripa Shri Mahima Prasadat Prapta Maya Shri Gurave Mahatmane Namo Namaste Stu Punar Namostu. By the supreme majesty of your grace, I have gained the grandeur of the sovereignty of self-effulgence. O noble teacher, salutations to thee again and again. So the disciple is now saluting his teacher, feeling grateful, gratitude. That is what is felt most by when you make spiritual progress, when you realize that the teaching has improved you, because only we can know within ourselves whether I have improved or not. Truly, outside you can fake it. You can be good to everybody, and outside can be fake, but inside you will know, right? So what happens is, even like for us, like we are on the path, and the amount of peace of mind, the less we get disturbed in the mind, know that much you have progressed spiritually. Mind is the litmus test. How is outside? You may do anything, you may react, you may show absolutely no reaction. Inside, you're boiling. Inside, and that inside only So this Samrajya, Swarajya and Samrajya. Swarajya means mastery over your own mind. It is easy to get sovereignty of the world. It is easy. You can, control other people. You can do everything. The most difficult is to control your own mind. That is why even in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, this Kama, Esha, Krodha, Esha, these are your enemies. These are your real, desire and anger are your real enemies. The outside enemy is easy for you. You can overcome them. That is not a problem. Outside is not a problem. It's never a problem. What is problem is the inside. And that mastery you get once you follow this teaching. And once you master your mind, Master Gita, Master Life. That was the title that was given. Why? Because Master Gita means what? Not that you by heart the book or you write your notes and then go on reading those. No, Master Gita means master your mind, because that is what Gita is telling you. Bhagavad Gita is telling you purity of mind, right? So mind has to be purified. Mind has to be mastered. If you master your own mind, then outside life will be easy, very easy. That is what is meant by that title, Master Gita, Master Life, MGML. Right? Master Gita, please do not think that it is only by hearting, memorizing the verses. That is easy. Or, it's not that. Outside, making notes. That is easy too. Have you mastered your own mind? That is important. Therefore, he says, I've mastered the most difficult thing in this world I have done. How can I not be grateful to you, O Guru? Because of your teaching, I have mastered my own mind. And therefore, constantly I salute. That's why the Namo Namastestu Punar Namostu. Again and again and again. No matter how much I salute you, how much I do Namaste to you, it is not enough. Because I have gained this Prapta Maya Shri Gurave Mahatmane. You're a Mahatma, you're a great person who has helped me master my own mind, which is the most important thing. The next one is, there is no meter. Mahaswapne Maya Krita Jani Jara Mrityu Gahane Brahmantam Klishyantam Bahulatara Tapera Anudinam Ahankara Vyagra Vyatita Mimamatya Anta Kripaya Prabodhya Ahankara Vyagra Vyatitam Imam Ma Atyanta Kripaya Prabodhya Praswapat Parama Avitawan Asi Guru. Out of sheer grace, okay, O teacher, you have awakened me from sleep and saved me, who was running in a never-ending dream in the forest of birth, decay, and death, created by illusion, and was tormented day after day by innumerable tribulations and greatly persecuted by the tiger of the ego. So you have awakened me from sleep. I told you this. Upanishad says we think there are three states: waking, deep dreaming, and deep sleep. We think there are three, but actually there are only two. So the waking also is a dirgha swapna. Waking state also is a dream. I have explained this in detail. So the waking state also is a dream state. So dream and waking are one state and deep sleep is the second. So when he says you've woken me from sleep, you have made me aware of that fourth state. Means I have transcended the waking, dream, and deep sleep states. This is what I've done. And saved me, who was roaming in the never-ending dream in the forest of birth, decay, and death. See, the dream word in my book, at least, is put it in quotes. Because this birth, death, and decay, we are thinking is real. This is what is indicating here. The Bhagwan Shankaracharya is indicating here that what you think is real. Oh, birthday, my happy birthday to, birthday is celebrated. That day is this thing. But what I think is real is only a dream. It's only a dream because I was never born. I'm never going to die. And that I have realized now. So you woke me up from this dream in which I was running around in this, tormented by, birth and death and getting upset about this, getting upset about that, everything. And created by illusion, created by Maya, Maya Kalpita, Maya Vishesha, this is, right? And was tormented day after by innumerable tribulations. Little bit this happened, I'm upset. Little bit that happened, I'm upset. Constantly, that is what the mastery over mind is, not getting upset with situations that we get hit by. Every day there is some different situation coming to us. If we keep on getting upset, that is what is torment, right? My mind is getting upset at small little things. That is what is the torment of the mind. And persecuted by the tiger of the ego. Ego is considered as a tiger, which is actually, it's an illusion too. The ego, the I, the doership, the notion of doership, notion of enjoyership, it's a notion. And notion is an illusion. And so he's thanking the Guru that by your grace, you woke me up from this dream which was tormenting me for births and births and births. And this birth and death and decay and modification and change and all this thing happening is in the dream. But I thought it was real. I think now that everything is real. And therefore, I'm getting upset. If you knew that this wasn't happening for real, if you come to know, it's like you wake up from the dream and then you say, oh my God, oh, I lost all my money, my house, I'm begging on the, this is what happened to Raja Janak. One day he dreamt that he was begging on the streets. That is what really woke him up. So he asked Ashtavakra, he said, which is real? I'm the king. Am I real or is that beggar real? And the answer that Ashtavakra gave him, both are unreal. He said, the beggar is unreal. You are also unreal. The king also is unreal. But we don't consider the king to be unreal. We think I am real. This is what this verse is telling. Okay, that's why he says, you woke me up from the dream. The waking state also is a dream. That is to be remembered. All right. In the first line, Gurudev is in the deepest caverns of this mighty dream called life. Life is a dream. Dirgha Swapna. Upanishad says this. Okay. Namastasmai sadaikasmai kasmai chinmahase namaha yat etat vishwarupena rajate guru rajate. Salutations to you, O prince among teachers. So you are a prince. You are the greatest among the teachers also, who are indefinable greatness, who are ever the same, who manifest as this entire universe. To you, my salutations. So he is recognizing the Guru also to be the pure consciousness. Therefore, he says, who are indefinable greatness. I cannot define you because Brahman can never be spoken of in words. Who are ever the same, no modifications, modifications negated. If you look at the form of the Guru, of course, it is not same. It will change. It changed. But when he's saying you are ever the same, means he is referring to the pure consciousness. He's not referring to the body, to the form, who manifest as this entire universe. So you're the substratum of this entire universe. He's talking about the Guru now. You are the, but he has recognized that, yes, me and Guru are one and the same. So, but he's praising the Guru. He's praising the Guru. To you, my salutations. So it's not salutation to the form of the Guru. It is salutation to the recognition that this Guru also is, he is the substratum of this entire universe. So here ends the portion where the disciple has realized himself and expressed by way of Vyatireka and Anvaya. So negation to start with and then assertion to end with. All right. Are there any questions so far? Everybody's okay? Yeah.
Jayaji, I want to ask you one thing, like on, you hear me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On verse number 516 or something, you said Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karana. That I understood. But you added one word, Vivarta.
Vivarta.
Yeah. So how do you say that, like material cause and efficient
cause?
I understood all that.
Upadana, material. Now, when the Upadana and the efficient cause are one,
okay,
they're one and the same. Okay. How can there be a world? A real world.
Okay. Okay. That way.
It has to be an illusion. See, in case of the pot maker, you can see now pot maker is something else, clay is something else, wheel is something else. Three different things are there. A pot is created. Okay. Now what you're saying is pot maker only is the wheel and pot maker only is the clay. Is it possible?
Okay. No, it's not possible. Yeah.
It is not possible. So the world has to be an illusion. See that another example I'll give you. The two methods of creation that we know, which are very common. One is you have a seed, you plant it in your garden and a tree comes up. The other one is you have your milk, you warm it up and you put some culture in it, and then there is yogurt, right? So the question is that, okay, is world created like the tree from the seed? That is also creation. Or is it like the yogurt curds from the milk? Is it like that? That's a question to be asked. So then what we say is the seed gets, if you plant a seed and the tree comes up and now you go looking in the ground for that seed, will you find it?
No.
No. Why? Because the seed is destroyed. The new seed will come up. That is a different matter. But the seed that you planted is no longer there. Now, if you say that the world is created like a tree from the seed, that means that the cause of that tree is destroyed.
That's
So
right.
you're
Yeah.
saying that God is destroyed. So it can't be. It can't be. Existence principle is not destroyed. Is it? Because I say, no, this is a computer, this is a book, is, I'm constantly using, I am, this is, you are, I'm constantly using these words. So
Yeah.
existence is not destroyed. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it is modified. Okay. So milk, now milk, when you make it into curds and suddenly you think, oh, there's no more milk in my house. Can you go back? Can you go backwards? Can you
No.
make milk out of, milk can be made into yogurt. Yogurt can it be made into milk? But when you see in the case of creation, you can negate the creation. Masters have done it. So they've gone back to the source. So therefore we say that it is not like milk and yogurt either.
Oh, okay.
Because even the yogurt cannot go back to milk, but the creation, in spite of me seeing this creation, there might be a day when I will falsify it. It is possible. I may not have done it today, but there are realized masters who have done it. So they've gone back to the source. And therefore, creation is not like milk and yogurt either. Now, what is it? It has to be an illusion. This is neither like the seed, nor is it like the yogurt, seed and tree, or milk and yogurt. And these are the only two ways.
Thank you, Jaji. I understood now.
So that's why. Okay, we'll start with our final words. Now the Guru is giving his final words of advice. Iti natamalokya shishyavarya samadhi gatatma sukham prabuddha tattvam pramudita hridaya sadeshikeन्द्रः punaridamaha vacha param mahatma. Vacha param mahatma means vacha spoke. Seeing that the worthy student has gained the bliss of the Atman, is enlightened and is prostrating, the noble teacher, being glad at heart, again spoke these supreme words. Okay, very simple. So he says, Vacha Param Mahatma. Param Mahatma means supreme teacher. Deshika also means teacher. So Deshikendra means Deshika Indra. Indra is the king. So this Guru is referred to as the king among teachers. Already the student had said, you're a prince among teachers. Means you're the best of the best. Because see, if there is, you have a personal guru, now because of him, you realize, of course, you're going to think that he's the best of the best, right? So this is what is being said here. And he's very happy because he recognizes that this student, teacher always knows the progress of the student. You know, the Sadguru always knows how much the student has progressed. So if he has realized, definitely the Guru knows. And therefore he says these words. Okay. Brahma, there's no meter for the next one. Brahma pratyaya santatihi jagata ataha brahma eva tat sarvatah pashya adhyatma drishya prashanta manasa sarvasu avasthasu api rupat anyata avekshitam kimabhitah chakshushmatam vidyate tadvat brahmavid satah kim param buddhehe vihara aspadam. That is the break of that word. An unbroken series of perceptions of Brahman is this universe. So in every respect, it is nothing but Brahman. In all conditions, see this with the vision of illumination and a serene mind. Is it ever possible that he who has eyes can see anything other than forms all around? so too what is there to engage the intellect of a realized man save Brahman? These are, remember, these are the words, final words of advice to the Shishya, to the disciple. So the Guru is telling the disciple is that, I told you, just because realization happened, the world, nothing happens to the world. The world is. As it was before realization, it is exactly the same. So what the Guru is telling the student now is, this world is there, you go and you live in that. I told you, first negate the world, realize yourself to be Brahman, come back into the same world. Negate the world is not destruction, physical destruction. The world is not going to get physically destroyed for any one of us, even for realized masters or anything. So Guru is telling the student, go back into the world, go back into the world. But because now the Guru knows, now that he's firmly established in Brahman, even though yoga ratova, bhoga ratova, whether he is in yoga, in meditation, or he's mixing with all the people in the world, he will always be rooted in that pure consciousness. It doesn't matter. Guru is now that's why first the disciples are kept very strict. Stay away from the world, stay away from, people, all that, stay away. Now the Guru is only giving permission, you go. Because just like he says, example, when the eyes are open, they have no choice but to see form. Eyes are open, light is there. All these different forms will be seen. It's a shoe-in. But what he's saying, now that you go, even if your eyes are open, you will only see Brahman. You will only see the existence principle, the oneness in all of this. Like in chapter 5, I told you, Bhagwan says, the realized master, whether he sees a dog, a cow, an elephant, or a dog eater, there's the word, the Chandala word is used. Dog eater, one who eats the dog, he does, oh, you're a dog eater. Ew, he doesn't do that. Because his attention is not on what the person is eating. His attention is on the existence principle, which is supporting that form. And he knows that I am the substratum for that form as well. So he cannot, how can you hate yourself? So this is what he's giving his blessings. Go into the world now. No problem. Now, no problem. You have realized. So just like the eyes have no choice but to see the world, you will have no choice but to see Brahman in everything. So you can go. You can go. It's my favorite example. You've taken the flu shot. Go into the outside world. You are protected. What virus cannot get you? The virus will not get you because you're protected. That way, you have realized yourself to be Brahman. This Maya, and I've told you this also before, to explain creation, Maya is required. And the reason that we have to explain creation is because we are seeing the creation. We see the world. So how suddenly you cannot tell the student or a new student to Vedanta, this is an illusion. Arey, what do you mean? I'm eating, I'm drinking, I'm walking, I'm running, I'm doing so many things, and you are telling me this is all an illusion. You can't tell them. Let's say, who created the world is the first question. I know I didn't create the world, then who created? Okay, God created. How did he create? That's the next step. He had Prakriti. He had Maya. With Maya, he created. Really? Then there is God and Maya, two things. Then you tell him, no, there are no two things. This world is a superimposition. Then you introduce Vivarta. First, you start with Abhinna, Nimitta. First, you start with Nimitta and Upadana. Nimitta is Bhagwan. Upadana, material causes, Maya. Then the student is happy. At one stage, he's happy because he's very new to Vedanta. So he's very happy. Oh, okay, Maya plus this is. Then he starts saying, wait a minute, but you're saying PC is Advaita, no non-dual, and now you're telling me there is Bhagwan, there is Ishvara, and there is Maya. Then there are two things. He comes back. So when he has that subtlety of mind to think like that how come there are two things, then we say, no, there are no two things. The world is a superimposition on the substratum. And first it is abhinna nimitta upadana karana, and then vivarta is added. Vivarta is not suddenly added there. It's added afterwards. So then we say, no, abhinna nimitta karana, abhinna nimitta upadana vivarta karana. Vivarta karana is then added. Vedanta adds that word. Okay. So this, and then once that is realized, Vivarta is realized, Vivarta Karana is realized, superimposition is realized, go into the superimposition. What does it matter? What does it matter? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's why it's even in chapter 2 also, the other verse, that is the chapter 2 Bhagavad Gita, it says where everybody is asleep, the realized master is awake, and when the realized master is asleep, everybody is awake. Ya Nisha Sarva Bhutanam. I think it's 72 verse or something. It's not 72. 72 is the end verse. 69 somewhere there. After 65, that verse comes in chapter 2, where it is said that when all others are asleep, the realized master is awake. And when the realized master is asleep, everybody else is awake. So what it means is that the ignorant people are very much awake to the world. Very much awake to the world means what? They think the world to be very, very real. And so they go indulge. But the realized master is asleep to that world because it's an illusion. It's a dream. So he is not concerned with that. Whereas the realized master is established in Brahman. So that is his world. He is established in that pure self. So that to that, all these ignorant people are asleep. They don't know that. And once the realized master gets established in that, he can go out into the world. What does it matter? This is what he's saying. This is what Bhagavan is saying to his disciple. Go now. Go into the world. I have no more worries about you. You are never going to forget Brahman. That is like seeing that hologram. I've always told you the example of the hologram. Once you see that giraffe or that cow or whatever in that thing, you will never lose it. Okay, so we'll stop here today. Then we'll continue next week, 526, 581. So about 60 more verses to go. Yeah, next week will be the 13th. There will be a class next Monday, and then 20th, there'll be a break. It's a long weekend, but next Monday, there will be class. Okay. All right. Any questions? Everybody's okay with this?
It's just beautiful. Amazing. Just amazing. So amazing.
Thank you.
So enlightening. It's just like the story that you ended with, the story that you mentioned about the Asuras and Devas. The teaching was being imparted, and then step by step is taken. Whereas these some students who don't go to the end step out, and then who go to the end are the one. It's that kind of story. I get all these things that remind you. Thank you. It's beautiful.
Welcome. It is my Guru's grace. And yeah, we'll talk about Dhriti in Monday's class. I'll see some of you on Sunday, and then I'll see you on Monday as well. Sorry, where are we now today? Friday, correct. So I'll see you on Monday 6th, and 13th there is a class, and 20th there'll be a break. Om Swasti Prajabhyav Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Desho Yam Shobharahita Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Om Sarvesham Swasti Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma दुख भाग भवेत् ओम असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति शांति शांतिः हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम।